Hello everyone and welcome to day 7 of my 6,000 kilometre journey. So we are on the Putty Road, but we don't stay on the Putty Road for very long before we turn off. So we're just north of Sydney at the moment and heading for the Central Coast. But we are not going up the highway or even the old highway. We found some dirt track going a little bit further north and then coming back down towards Gosford. So we got the Putty Road a little way and then cut across the mountains on some dirt tracks towards Wiseman's Ferry and then head north from there, some more dirt roads to get across and then down towards Gosford. So it should be a pretty awesome ride. Some other bikes just up ahead. Bit of fun going past the bikes. This is the only real hairpin in this section of the Putty Road. So we've just made it to Colo Height and our turn off is just around the corner. This is us. Wheelbarrow Ridge Road. How's that for a name? Alright, let's go and see how this is. After I try and fix my Garmin, that is. Well, the touchscreen is still not working, but it is still showing me the navigation that I entered this morning. So we've now hit the dirt road. We went past a few properties on the way, looks like small acreages, but now we are really out in the bush. Let's just hope we can get all the way across the mountains down the other side. There's a few creek crossings to make, so unless there's bridges that could be interesting. So it's a bit of a bumpy road, a few little ruts from the cars, nothing too much. But certainly not a fast track, so we're doing around about 70 for most of it. So the time is now 11:30. We have 126 k's to go, so probably 1:30, 2 o'clock we should make it. Every now and again I can see across through the trees across the valley to the mountains on the other side. I'll see if we get a break in the trees later so I can show you. Little bits of water on the road. But other than the puddles of water, it's pretty dry. Planning Sydney to Gosford, I really didn't want the motorway, and the only other way I could see was up the old road, which has got a lot of nice twisties to it, but apparently there's a 60k speed limit for a lot of the parts. So I searched for another way, and this is what we found. do have to watch out for cars on those blind corners though, because I can see wheel tracks of a few cars that have been down here, and I'm guessing that's probably since the rain a few days ago. Well, this track's certainly getting a lot more interesting now. A little bit rougher in places. Lots of ups and downs and twists. I imagine it'd be pretty slippery in the wet. Well, I can tell you, I am having a blast riding through here. I'm sure some of you wish you were here too. Okay, Wheelbarrow Ridge track to the right. Yeah, a few other tracks there. It does say no through road, and I did notice on the map there's other tracks that come off this one, but most of them don't go anywhere. Although if you're out here for a day's ride, you could certainly go exploring them. I wonder how many of the local adventure riders come up through here. They certainly make for a pretty good day trip. So this is actually a designated road, and there was a sign a little ways back saying registered vehicles only. Although I guess they were getting unregistered dirt bikes up here. Little sandy bit there. A fairly steep descent now. And a bit of a rut there. And we know we need to watch out for ruts, don't we? They're fine if you can see them and ride them. It's the ones you don't see that bite. Of course, I'm referring to part 4 of my adventure series. Now, this is a fun truck. Imagine it would be such a blast on a motocross bike, or even on my KLX 450. But it's still a pretty good blast on this one too. I don't know that I'd want to take a GS through here. I'm sure they'd do it, but I can't imagine it would be as much fun as a dirt bike. It would certainly be a lot harder work. Bit of rut avoidance there. Not that I'm scared of ruts. Well, maybe a little. Getting a bit rocky in places. So we've been climbing for a little while now. Of course, that means another descent a little bit later. Let's have a look at our navigation, and it looks like we go, I thought it was Bicentenary Road we took. Now this is saying go down Greens Road. Let's just follow it a bit and see. Oh no, the phone app is saying turn left here. Now, I thought we had Bicentenary Road. Let's see. Yep, this is the one. Yeah, so I don't know where that other road went to, but I guess that means I have to come back to do some more exploring. A gravel road here with the odd rut, pretty well maintained, but the surface is also very slippery, especially in the corners. And there's another track that goes down that way. I can see it on the map too, but I can't see how far it goes. And here's our descent now, down into the valley. The next range ahead of us, or we might go around that one yet. Keep to the left, wary of cars going really fast down this road. Still descending. There, now you can see the range across the other side. A lot of water down in there. And we do have a crossing coming up. So let's hope there's either a bridge or it's not flooded too much. You probably didn't see it in the camera, a lyrebird just ran across the road. Whoa, okay, so this is a bitumen road. Off the bitumen road there'll be a bridge for sure, and yes there is. Yeah, that bit of water in there, eh? So we're now at Wiseman's Ferry, but we are not taking the ferry. We're taking another track further to the north. So check out the view. So we're a little way north of Wiseman's Ferry, and we have a nice twisty mountain road. And there's the range back on the western side. So that's Wollombi Road. We actually join up with Wollombi Road a little bit later. We probably could go that way, but we're not. Wollombi Road is on the other side of McDonald River. So we cross the McDonald River further down. We take this more twisty track, and then we join back up with Wollombi Road further down. Let's take the road straight ahead. Oh yeah, and this way is on a dirt road. So of course we're going this way. So I've had a bit of water through here. So when I was planning this leg, I just put in 3 or 4 points from Sydney to Gosford and one on the Putty Road to get it up that direction, and then let Garmin do the rest of the work. And it selected this road, even though there is a shortcut on Wollombi Road, because this one is more adventurous, and I have it set to adventurous. So it's a pretty versatile app really. You can set it how you want, and it'll pick roads accordingly. So it turns out there's no way through there, so we have to go all the way back to that bridge and take Wollombi Road. Never mind. So we're back to the bridge onto Wollombi Road. Expected minor delays. Drive with caution. Okay, we can handle minor delays. We can't handle closed roads or roads that just are no longer there. Well, it turns out Wollombi Road is a gravel road anyway. So I guess we should have just come this way in the first place. Although, looking at the map, there are less twisties this way. But that's okay, because there's plenty more coming up. Road's a little bit rough in places, but still passable for cars, and I guess that's all they need. Well, trucks as well, of course. Down to look at the Macquarie River. Water's fairly brown at the moment from all the rains. Lucky for bark busters there. Hit the guide post. Better the bark buster than my hand. So we're still going up the valley. You can see mountains on both sides of us. And we've just turned towards the east. I guess we will climb up into the mountains fairly soon. I think we track a little bit further to the north before we then come back south. We do go further north. So we've crossed over the little creek that we were following, so now we're on the other side of the valley and starting to climb up the range. The creek crossing was nothing dramatic. There was a concrete causeway and there was no water over the road, so it was a piece of cake. Back to a bit of a slippery surface again. So we've climbed a little bit, but we're still in the valley. We've got 60 k's to go and we're still heading north. Just gone 1 o'clock. We're a little bit behind schedule, but that's to be expected when you have to backtrack. But it is quite a nice forest to ride through. So I see we have gone on to reserve, and that was at about 235k. So open up the front tank. That is so good having 2 tanks on these bikes. The front 6 litre tank goes under the seat. It's an aftermarket tank. Husky don't make a front tank. And it just feeds into the bottom of the main tank. And so by leaving that off at the start, when we get to reserve on the main tank, we know we've got at least a couple of litres left. Open up the front tank for that 6 litres, and then when it goes on reserve again, we've still got 2 or 3 litres left. So it works pretty good at double reserve. So we're really climbing up the mountain now. So there's actually 2 ways to come across here. I had one marked on each of my navigation systems, so following the one on the phone app, especially seeing as how the phone app is working and I can't do anything with the Garmin. It's on, showing where we are, showing the map, but there's no touchscreen to be able to have a look at anything else. Well, there's a fair few ruts in this road. With a bit of luck we've gone past them all. That's only a small one, but yeah, went past a few decent ruts. Oh, I think that's probably the end of the dirt roads. George Downs Drive. I'm pretty sure that that intersection was our most northerly point, and we'll head east and then south all the way down to Gosford. We have 46 k's to go and it's 20 past 1. So yeah, the timing's not too bad. We'll only be here just a little bit after 2. Oh, we've got 15 k's to go to Gosford. And we're on a nice country road, just winding through the forest, a little bit of farmland. So no major roads for us. We crossed underneath the motorway just a little ways back, and it looks like we crossed the motorway again. So that's the motorway above us there. And we crossed the motorway again. Well, I gotta say, this is a pretty cool way to get into Gosford. Less than 10 k's and we've still got no traffic lights. So there's only 5 k's to go and it looks like we're still out in the bush. It looks like we're just getting into one of the commercial areas of Gosford. And this is where we crossed the motorway for the last time. Okay, so it is 2 k's to go and we have some twisties coming up. Those are pretty tight twisties there. So I'm actually being a bit cautious on those tight twisties because my front tyre is just about worn out. And there we go. We're now in West Gosford. So I'm going to end this video now. I hope you enjoyed it, and do stay tuned for the next episode, which will be the start of the return trip to Towsville. And on the return trip we'll be going further out west and explore some of the country out that way and some of the dirt roads. So I'll catch up with you then.